What's up, you guys? Today we're going to answer the question, should I share money with my spouse? This is a question that I think many have a trouble talking about because it can be awkward. Some people have their views on it. I'm going to share my experience and share how it's worked for our family. Before we get into this video, if you have your thoughts or ideas, I'd love for you to share it in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. So we're going to talk about sharing your money in a marriage relationship. And so, this can be something that people can come into the marriage maybe not even discussing. Hopefully it is, but it's important that you make sure that you're discussing, especially if you're thinking about getting married. You should discuss this with your spouse or your potential spouse because it can be so important. And if I haven't told you already, one of the major leading causes of divorce is money problems. Let's talk about scenario number one. You come into the marriage, one person has a ton of debt, the other person does not have a ton of debt. They are debt-free, and then you bring your finances together, and one person maybe is working, one person's not working. So then who's able to use the money? What are you able to spend it on? Should you just share money if you're both working? Or if one spouse is working, what does that all look like? There's so many different things that can play into all of this. Hopefully you've had the opportunity to discuss that even before you've been married, but there are different situations and sometimes that doesn't always happen. So here's some things you need to think about. When you get married, it's no longer I, it's we. And so that's kind of where I base all of this off of. It's our money, not his money, her money. It's our money as a whole. And so when you're doing your finances, yes, one person can be in charge, but you both need to be collectively agreeing on things. I like to say set up a monthly meeting, if not more than once a month. Set up that monthly meeting. Go over the budget, talk about what you're spending your money on, what your goals are. It's so important to make sure that you stay accountable with each other and you guys are talking about your money. With your budget, you're able to easily see what you're spending your money on. In our budget, we like to have a Sean fund money, a Carolina fund money, so that whenever you go to the store and you see something that you want, okay, it's not a big issue because you know what you had available for the month to spend. And so, on something that maybe is more for entertainment or whatever it might be, it's for you specifically that you know the money's there. I do really like Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace, and I would highly suggest it to anyone really, but especially those young couples who are getting into a relationship, and just so making sure that you're on the same page, because you might have someone in the relationship that's more of a spender. You might have more of a saver, someone who's more of the nerd and wants to track your expenses more, where there's maybe someone in the relationship who's more of a free spirit and kind of just goes with the flow with whatever life brings your way. Whatever it is, it's important that you discuss where you're at and so that you're on the same page. Obviously, this is my opinion only. Obviously, I do use some research behind some of the things that I'm saying, so you're going to do what you want to do. But I do think you should look into Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace. I think it's important to just have an open and honest discussion with each other. Talk to people who have done it before you. Talk to older couples that you think use their money well. Maybe not just talk to people who have a ton of money around. Talk to someone in your similar financial situation. See what works for them. See what hasn't worked for them. We want everyone to be successful with managing their money, and so this is why I highly suggest you do it together. You don't have to do everything together, but just kind of making sure that you are, making sure you're meeting each other's needs financially and making sure that there's not spending happening and the other person doesn't know it, because obviously it can lead you down a wrong road and you want to be on the same road. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you've noticed, I am a little sweaty here. I'm in Florida right now and it is hot, so I'm going to go jump in the pool. Remember, it's that simple.